Good morning. Welcome to Excel 101. Let's get started and figure out how to do something. I recently met somebody who was in college or just graduated college, and what she was doing was arranging tours. And she would really arrange these tours to exotic places, and it was a good way to fund her trip. And she got to go to pretty great places like Maldives and things of that nature, Cozumel. So I was intrigued by what she was doing, and she was very entrepreneurial. And so when I said, well, let's look at what it would take to do this. How did she go about actually putting together one of these tours? And I thought, let's put this analysis together. So I cropped a picture here, one of the outputs from one of her tours. And let's see, let's make it bigger, make it better. And you see the spreadsheet I have, it's just called week 1. We probably should rename that. Sheet 3 means nothing. We can create a new sheet, but I'm not sure we need it. This is a pretty picture. There's a doc page. I think it meant to be control or document page. I guess the intent here is to tell us who's created this workbook, what date was created, what the purpose of this workbook, and if we're going to create this tour, student registrations for Key Largo snorkeling and photo tour. All right, so we're going to take some underwater pictures, and the idea is simple. We're going to get a group of students together. We're going to go on a tour. We're going to charge the students a set price for the tour. And within this set price for this tour, we need to negotiate with an operator to pay less than this set price. And we can kind of play with it and do some sensitivity analysis to figure out what we want to do. And then maybe we get one student representing a group of students, and we get 22 of them, and you get a discount. So let's go ahead and figure this out. First of all, let's clean this up a little bit. For this first sheet 1 that I created, let's right click on that and delete that. That's not good. And looking at this, week 1, all right, let me say go File, Save As, and let's call this Key Largo Tour. Key Largo Tour, we'll keep it in the folder. All right, so we got the Key Largo Tour. Nice picture. What am I going to do with this picture? Why don't we copy this picture and go to the document page and paste it here on the document page. You see what I did? I went over to the picture. I right-clicked, copy. I went to the document page. I right-clicked, paste, and we had it there. Now here, that means I don't need this sheet. Go back to sheet 3, right-click, delete. We're going to make it a little leaner. I burned too much memory. Okay, this is good. So we probably should go over here. This is called student registration for Key Largo snorkeling and photo tour. Let's copy this. Control C or Command C in that regard. A1, Control V, or right-click, paste. And we're going to call this Key Largo snorkeling tour. All right, so far so good. And then we're going to do purpose, date, and how about author? If I spell it right, it'll be better. Okay. Then the purpose, to analyze a possible Key Largo tour. All right, that's good. Date. Oh, wow, we can put a date in. Why don't we just be dynamic on the date? We'll just say it's today. So we're going to go equal. Or first, we're going to initiate a calculation function here, and we're going to type the word into day. Open parenthesis, close parenthesis. And with that equals the date of today. Okay, not fancy. Author, how about Chris Murphy? Key Largo tour. Okay, this can get kind of complicated, so let's just take it slow. And let's think about what we did. First of all, let's spell check. It's early morning, and I'm probably making a lot of mistakes here already. See, snorkeling is misspelled. So you saw what I did here. We go cancel. What I did was I went to the review button. I hit spell check. Snorkeling is here. Change it. Ah, that was the only one I did. Okay, that was not so bad. So I took care of this page. So let's take a look at it and go to the home ribbon. And from here, let's say, let's go ahead and let's take the whole sheet, highlight the sheet, hit the drop down arrow over here, and let's just do, TW sent MT. I like this. That's a cool font. And let's make the font set to 18. Okay, well, that's better. Now I set the font for the whole page. A pretty picture, got the font set. So purpose, analyze. So maybe here I highlight these three and I go over here to the B to make them bold. I can also change the column width, make it a little wider by dragging the line in between the A and B to make the column width a little wider. This date kind of bothers me, so let's choose the date function here. Let's make it a long date instead of column width actually automatically expanded the column for B and everything. To analyze possible Key Largo tour. Let's wrap the text here. Oh, that's better. That's good. Wrap the text. Key Largo tour to determine the budget. Determine the budget. Like how much money can we actually generate in this endeavor? So you can see like that. So that we can adjust the row height here also. Like that. Maybe this is good. Let's click on this image and drag it up a little bit. We don't need to really show it off that way. And this is the title. I think I probably want the title to be set like maybe a little bit something nicer at row 20. 20 font. So that's good. Let's make these a color. Why don't we look at this color here? Orange accent 2. How about we make it, oh, I like this. Let's make it orange and then come over here and come back in and then go back to color and make this color accent 40. So there we got two color codes and a little bit going on. Highlight it and bring it back to the right, to right justify it. Okay, I feel like we're doing a little bit better. This one here, this purpose is kind of like, looks like it's misaligned. Let's justify it right here where it's in the center of the cell. Okay, feels a little bit better. I'm almost okay with the cell height. This one here is crossing into two cells. When you don't have I don't know if I really want two cells. Why don't we take it, merge and center it? Maybe justify that way. Now it's one cell. I merged the cell A and B into one cell. Okay, so now I got it. Looks a little more prettier, more aesthetic. Now here is doc. Maybe right click, rename, and call this a document. Why don't we call it the control tab? Let's call it document pad. Okay, document. And then here is, this one's, click on this page, and it's called registration list. So, registration list. I double clicked it, but maybe we can right click on it, rename, and let's call it participant list. Participant, hit enter. Okay, so now here we have the spreadsheet analysis. Let's think what we're going to do. We have interest from these people. They said they're kind of interested in going. We don't really know. We haven't told them the exact price. We're thinking it could be possibly $80 to do this trip. So this is good. I mean, the idea is we're here in Key Largo, right? So if we can make money, get the boat, rent the whole boat, we can figure out how much we could do. This will work. So let's see. What we're going to do now is take a look at the sheet and see what we're going to do. So we're going to get registration numbers. We got to assign a number, if I go here in the bottom right hand corner with this little dot and drag it down, look, it could do like a smart fill. Registration 1, 2, sequential. Okay, this is good. Then we got that. Student registrations for Key Largo snorkeling and photo tour, number of tickets. I think I need to have the operator here. Let's highlight row 3, and I'm going to right click and go insert, and I'm going to put operator. We don't really know who this could be. It could be Horizons or Silent World. We've done business with them in the past. They tend to be pretty good people. Let's just write Silent World for right now. Okay. Still, you see there's a whole lot of problems here with this. Let me make this a little bit bigger. Drag it over, or I can double click. Darn, if I double click, it goes to the widest character, which is this title. That doesn't work. Let me drag it back over. It's kind of like, see, what you see is what you get, and you can drag it between this line between A and B. Then on row 11, I'm going to right click, insert. That way I have a space between min sale, max sale. And this is a discount, so I'm just going to drag it. You see how it gets a little hand there? I'm going to drag it down back to where it belonged. Okay, I feel better. So let's fill out the spreadsheet. So registration, we have the people. Let's make this column a little wider. I don't usually do the formatting till last, but we're just going to have fun today and do the formatting a little bit as we go. I like to do the numbers first, traditionally as a data architect, but in this case I'm not going to do it. Okay, tax rate 7.5%. Then what do we have? We have the column here with questions, a blank column. Oh, I see. We don't really need this column, but it's just asking me to create subtotals and everything. So I'm going to delete this column. Click on the column E, right click, delete. We don't need that column. And the price here, so let's see, double click, and look, unit cost will expand. Now price would be equal, which initiates the calculation routine of Excel. Left arrow key over 2 really. Hold the asterisk, that gives you multiplication, and then one cell to the left. Enter. Now, you can either double click this dot, in which case that will bring it back down, undo, or we can click on this formula, Control or Command C, hold the Shift down arrow key, go to the end, and then hit Enter. That can do it. Or delete. We can go Command or Control C, then we can highlight our mouse for the area we want to do it, right click, paste. So there's many ways of doing this. Now the tax is 7.5%. Okay, let's get the tax. So it's equal to this times, I could just put in 0.075 for 7.5%, or I can make it equal to this cell, and then I can also hit the checkbox. This is a formula bar here, and I can put checkbox. Okay, and then so that does it, and then I can adjust these columns. Because with tax might be a little bit. Let's adjust it to commas. And so it's F13 times B7, which is this rate. 7.5% of 8 is $6 apparently. And like I said before, we just drag this down and it copies it. Oh, look what happened. It didn't really copy very well, did it? That's because Excel uses relative copying. That means when you copy something down, it went from B7 to B8 to B9. It does things relative. It keeps everything on a row by row basis or cell by cell basis. So you copy down, it copies rows down. You copy to the right, it copies the columns. All right, so what we have to do is we have to lock this down. And we have to use what we call an absolute reference for this, because this number is not moving. So we have to put a $sign in front of the B, and a $sign in front of the 7, checkbox or enter. Then we copy it down, Control or Command C, go down, and now we have our tax. Let's just do all this, highlight it all, put a comma, and then get rid of the zero. Actually, I do want, let's put zeros. I don't know if I really want zeros, but we kind of have to. Let's do the prices not in zeros, and we'll leave the tax in zeros in case it generates a tax number. Discount. If greater than 10, you get 10%. Okay, certainly I don't want to key this in, but there's no discount unless there's greater than 10 tickets bought. Okay, how does this work? So let's just think about it. I'm going to put a simple if formula in here, equal if, open parenthesis, this number is less than or equal to 10, or is actually the other way around. How about we do it this way? Greater than or equal to 10, then 0.1 times the price. Okay, I like that. And then comma for otherwise 0. Close parenthesis. Okay, I get this. So if it's 10, let's see, copy this down. There's no referencing other than a row level, so you should be able to copy. Kind of made a mistake. I see what it is, which is good. Okay, so this is the discount that they get. Right, and let's put a negative sign in front of this because we're going to show the discount as being a negative. That way we can get the discount to add across the rows pretty well. Okay, so here we are. And you know, really, tax should be on total charged, not on the price, especially if you have a discount. So let's right click, insert column, put tax here. We're going to put the tax over here. And what we're going to say is, this is really a total before taxes, right? We're going to right click again, and we're going to go pre-tax. And then what we're going to say is equals the price plus the discount is the pre-tax amount. And that's the pre-tax amount. We're going to do that here, highlight it. The old tax amount, let's just click the column, right click delete because we don't need that column. Okay. The tax will be computed as we did before, equals this cell, asterisk, times the tax rate, but don't remember to put a dollar sign in front of the B and 7 before you copy. Otherwise, you're going to see what it's going to do what it did last time. That's not an ampersand sign, a dollar sign. And in total charge, it says equal sum of pre-tax and tax. Highlight that range, close parenthesis, enter, and then drag it down. Oh, okay. All right, so we've completed a lot on this spreadsheet. Let's take a look at the spreadsheet. Let's adjust the view on the spreadsheet. Let's get more real estate here by hitting the button that expands it and everything else. So this is good. So maybe we just put in the word total here. Maybe I can put it right here. Total. Yeah, I'll just put in the names. Make a total row. And then what we'll do is we'll put equal sum. Up arrow 1, hold the shift key, we'll go all the way to the top. That was good, that's 36. Command or Control C, or right click copy. Let's do right click copy this time. Hold the shift key, right arrow key, and move it all the way to the end. You can go paste or you can hit enter, and that does it. Look at that, I still don't have my I thought something was wrong. Let me put the let me get this whole range commas here. I'm going to set commas and zeros, except for the two last rows. I'm going to leave these as like that, comma zero, because we have pennies. Okay, so we got that. Let's make this last row bold. Okay, so we got it. This is good. You saw how this registration here, I think it's blue. Let's borrow this actually. Let's paint it, hit the painter. Yeah, I kind of like that in a way I did. We messed up my formatting. See why I like to do formatting later? Because you can see it goes over and over again, right? I usually do all my work first, do my formatting last. And yet again, not a big deal. We'll come over here, we'll hit the commas, bunch of zeros. We're going to put it just comma with zeros over here. Okay, so that's not so bad. We got it like that. I get it. So everything seems to be fine. Then here it goes, number of tickets sold. I can reference another cell by going equal to number of tickets right here and get the total from there. That's good. I can reference another cell. Number of distinct buyers. I used the count function here, and you see what we did was we counted the last names of the people, distinct buyers. So we go equal, count A, and then we highlight all the buyers, close parenthesis, you hear enter or the checkbox, number discounted. And this is a count function. There's a difference between a count A and a count function. So let's delete this, and this is number discounted. Number discounted. Let's see. Equals count, we'll print, discounts. Let's see, we go here. Close parentheses, is this really going to work? 10. See, it doesn't really work, right? Let's take a look at the function. Click on count and hit the function here and see what it says. Counts the number of cells in a range that contain numbers. Oh, darn. Okay, so that's how it does it. It's only one. So right here, this discount, I have this really nice if statement that says if it's greater than this, otherwise 0. How about if we just make this instead of 0, put a back over 0 and put a space. Then hit checkbox. So if D13, right, is greater than or equal to 10, then that number times that. Otherwise, let's put into here, quote, space, quote, like that. I didn't like that because it messed up the formulas. Not getting exactly what I want here. Let's back it up and just do 0. Keep it the same way for a moment. And just say this is not going to really work the way we want to do it. Got it. We'll come back to that. So basically what happens is the number discounted, we want to count this, but if I make this a blank, we're simply going into the discount number and putting a, instead of that 0, putting another value. What happens is you see a blank missing an item defers the default 0. If we put a quote, space, quote, or a dash representing a non-zero value, it errors here. Because when it happens to the error, it takes the discount and it adds a number. It's expecting the number. So kind of a problem, right? We're going to fix that in a later section, but that's okay. But right now, we're going to revert back and we're going to copy the value from above over it. There's a lesson here. What's going to happen is we're going to use an error function to take care of that error. We're not going to do it in this video. So in this video, we got that. We examined the number of discounted and why it works or it doesn't work. So yes, we applied discounts to everybody if they met the criteria. There's really not, we're going to put a yellow sign here because this is something we got to come back to fix it. But that's okay. Gives us something to do. The average ticket price, well, is, well, that's going to be 80. But we can put the formula in anyway. Equals average. I guess what happens is right here, close parenthesis, and actually we should put average here because the total is not the total of unit cost, equal average, and we go up here and we highlight this range and close parenthesis, and that makes that more better, more correct. Then we go max sale, we go equal max, open parenthesis, and we take the price, and then we close the parenthesis, then we go equal minimum to find the minimum sale, equal min, open parenthesis, highlight the same thing, close this. And we could have done this against the pre-tax price as well. On that one, I'm doing it against unit cost at the moment. And you really could have done it against the total charged amount to figure out some of these things. And these tickets, you know, we could have been ticket prices, or we could have actually changed this, right? Maybe this 80 doesn't make sense. And maybe what we could say, average customer purchase. And here we go, this is equal average, open parenthesis, and we go highlight all this, then close like this, and we see that the average is $291 per customer. And that's driven up by the group of people that got purchased by Stephanie, and then some people bought 2 and 3 tickets. So, okay, average customer purchase, that makes a lot more sense. All right, I think that this is good for right now, and then you know, tour. I put the document page first, organize it, so I just dragged it to the left. I could have right-clicked and said move or copy, and I could have said move to the end, or create a copy, say okay, or I could just drag it back to the left. And then let's just take a look at this. If we go to page layout, we can set some page layouts here. Orientation, this page, probably a portrait orientation. And then we can highlight this whole print area. Hopefully this fits on one page. Print area, set print area. Then we come back to this page, and we can make this highlight the whole range. Go to print area, set print area, then orientation. We're going to set this one to landscape. And you can see how it's shown there. You can also see how things line up by clicking these modes. You can see how it fits on one page or multiple pages in this garden. You can actually set it here. So this is actually a set. We can drag it over, and you can put everything on one page. Then we can go here again, and this is the view mode. See the same thing again. Drag it over, set it on one page. Quite a bit of information relayed here, and then basically we end up with both of those. Let's go back to normal mode. Normal mode. And if you want your spreadsheet to open in a certain spot, you have to put your cell in. So you put your cell here on A1 cell, more or less, and then hit save. That way next time you open the workbook, it'll be in that same spot. So I hope this helped. This was the first actual one that we did. I think it's going to be useful. And we'll go from there. We're going to build from this. We have the error thing to work through, but we're not going to do everything all at once. We're just going to start, and we can make this fancier as we go.